Guys, today we're going to read More Than Anything Else to teach us about theme. Remember that theme is the life lesson or the moral in the story. It's what the author wants to teach you through the characters in the story to help you have something to apply to your life to become a better person. And today our book, More Than Anything Else, story by Mary Bradby. So what lesson does this book teach us? Before light, while the stars still twinkle, Papa, my brother John, and I leave our cabin and take the main road out of town, headed to work. The road hugs the ridge between the Kanawha River and the mountain. We travel it by lantern. My stomach rumbles, for though we had no morning meal, but it isn't really a meal I want, though I would not turn one down. So I wonder what it is that he wants. More than anything else, I want to learn to read. But for now I must work from sun up to sundown. We pack salt in barrels at the salt works. They don't even have any shoes on out there working on the fields or in the salt. A white mountain of salt rises above Papa's head. All day long we shovel it, but it refuses to grow smaller. We stop only to grab a bite, sweet potatoes and corn cakes that Papa has brought along in his coat pocket. As I eat every crumb of my meal, I stare at the white mountain. Salt is heavy and rough. The shiny white crystals leave cuts on your hands, your arms, your legs, the soles of your feet. My arms ache from lifting the shovel, but I do not think about the pain there. I think about the hunger still in my head. Reading. I have seen some people, young and old, do it, and I am 9 years old, and I know if I had a chance I could do it too. I think there is a secret in those books. In the chill of the evening, I follow Papa and John back up the road, stopping to catch a frog. The frog wiggles and slips, but I hold on tight and let go when I want to. There is something different about this place where we live now. All people are free to go where they want and do what they can. Book learning swims freely around in my head, and I hold it along as I want. Back in town, coal miners, rivermen, loggers, and coppers gather on the corner. They are worn out as me, but full of tales. So we can tell that this story's in the past because, they have horses and cows and not electricity. They have lanterns. I see a man reading a newspaper aloud, and all doubt falls away. I have found hope, and it is as brown as me. I see myself the man, and as I watch the eyes move across the paper, it is as if I know what the black marks mean, as if I am reading, as if everyone is listening to me, and I hold that thought in my hands. So he's being inspired because there's a black man that was reading. Now remember, back around this time there was slavery, and we'll find out whether he was, if they had just been freed, or or what. But it's around the time of slavery, and they may have just gotten out of slavery, and it was hard on people of color back then to make a living, and they had to work all day to make a living just to buy food, and they didn't have time for school. And the parents really couldn't help them because they didn't know how to read either because they had been slaves. I will work until I am the best reader in the county. Children will crowd around me, and I will teach them to read. But Papa taps me on the shoulder. Come on. And John tugs at my shirt. They don't see what I see. They don't see what I can be. So he's got hopes and dreams, doesn't he? We hurry home. Mama, I have to learn to read. I say she holds my hand and feels my hunger racing fast as my heart. It is a small book, a blue the color of midnight. She gives it to me one evening in the corner of our cabin, pulling it from under the clothes that she washes and irons to make a little money. She doesn't say where she got it. She can't read it herself, but she knows this is something called the alphabet. She thinks it is a singy kind of thing, a song on paper. There's no telling how much that cost her. After work, even though my shoulders still ache and my legs are stained with salt, I study my book. I stare at the marks and try to imagine their song. Can you imagine trying to teach yourself how to read? I draw the marks on the dirt floor and try to figure out what sound they make, what story their picture tells. But sometimes I feel I am trying to jump without legs, and my thoughts get slippery, and I can't keep up with what I want to be, and how good I will feel when I learn this magic, and how people will look up to me. And reading is a kind of magic. I can't catch the tune of what I see. I get a salt shoveling pain and feel my dreams are slipping away. I have got to find him. That newspaper man. Now, why does he want to find that newspaper man? I look everywhere. Finally, I find that brown face of hope. He tells me the song, the sounds, the marks make. I jump up and down singing it. I shout and laugh like when I was baptized in the creek. I have jumped into another world and I am saved. He's learned his ABCs, ABC songs, and now letters have a name. But I have to know more. Tell me more, I say. What's your name? He asks. Booker, I say, and he takes the sound of my name and draws it on the ground. I linger over that picture. I know I can hold it forever. So, this is a special little book about a true person. It's based on a true story, Booker T. Washington. And he goes on and accomplishes great things. He becomes a teacher and an author and a political advisor. He helps to establish a school for Black people in Tuskegee, Alabama, the Institute. And later on, a famous scientist goes there, another Black person, George Washington Carver. But Booker was born into slavery. So but he gained their freedom. We had the Civil War, and um, Abraham Lincoln had the Emancipation Proclamation and freed the slaves. And so he was coming out of that time when it was really hard for them, and a lot of people didn't think blacks were could learn to read and things like that. So he it's just kind of his story is kind of incredible. But think about the theme. Think about what does this book teach us? To me, it teaches us the lesson of how valuable our education is, how valuable learning to read really truly is. And I think sometimes the lesson we could learn from this is that we take it for granted. And when people don't have the same opportunity, that it's really a gift. And we should treasure the opportunities that we have to go to school and to have people that will educate us and to work with us. And so this book is the theme is all about appreciating um, learning how to read, and how there's been people throughout history and even in today's world that don't ever get that opportunity. And don't lose sight of that. Now be appreciative, okay, of your education. Thank you.